In a world full of noise, where voices rise just to be heard, where opinions flood every space, and silence feels like absence, I chose stillness. I wasn't always silent. There was a time I needed to be loud, to prove myself, to defend myself, to feel like I mattered. But the louder I got, the less I heard myself. One morning in the monastery, I asked my teacher, "How do I find peace?" He poured me a cup of tea until it overflowed. I stared at the mess. He said, "This is your mind. It's too full to hold peace." That was the beginning of my silence. I began waking before the sun, sitting under the Bodhi tree, not to speak, not to chant, but to simply be still. The first days were agony. My mind screamed louder than any crowd. Regret, worry, what ifs, should haves. But slowly, the noise softened. The silence didn't become empty. It became alive. That's the lesson the world forgets. Silence isn't the absence of sound, it's the presence of self. We spend so much of our lives reacting to opinions, deadlines, alerts, noise. But the person who reacts constantly rarely acts with purpose. When I stopped speaking, I started hearing the sound of my breath, the beat of my heart, and eventually, the voice of something deeper. One day, a visitor asked me, "What have you learned from your silence?" I replied with 3 things. First, not everything demands a response. Peace often lies in what we choose not to say. Second, stillness is not laziness. It's a form of strength that anchors you when the world spins too fast. Third, the loudest battles are fought in silence, between who you are and who you pretend to be. So I ask you, when was the last time you truly sat with yourself? Not scrolling, not planning, not escaping, just sat and listened. If your life feels loud right now, maybe it's not more noise you need. Maybe it's less. Remember, the mind will shout, but the soul will whisper. And if you want to hear it, you must first be still.